Greetings. Today I want to speak to you on the subject of the conscious and subconscious mind and how you must understand the secret of the conscious and subconscious mind. And why I call it a secret, it is because there are millions, if not billions of people around the world who are not aware of the conscious and subconscious mind and how the conscious and subconscious mind really works. Moreover, many people do not realize that the Bible is all about the conscious and subconscious mind. Many people do not realize that the Bible is a book of mind science. And that is why I am teaching you to become more aware of your mind. Become more aware of your waking state and your sleeping state. You see, our life comprises of going to bed at night to sleep and awaking to face each and every day. So you have darkness and you have light. You have a waking state and a sleeping state. You have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. Therefore, you have a physical objective world and you have a spiritual subjective world. So you have the world of thoughts, the world which is actually the world of energy, vibration, and frequency. And you have the world of matter, the world of manifestation. Okay, so everything that is taking place in your life, it's actually the law of reproduction that is taking place, whereby every seed and every species must and will always reproduce after its own kind. So your thoughts are actually reproducing whatever that you are impressing upon your subconscious mind. That's what it means when they say, as a man thinketh in his heart, his subconscious mind, so is he. So that is why I'm going to go into Feeling is the Secret, written by Neville Goddard, okay? And it's to help you to get a better understanding of how the conscious and subconscious mind works. So, my brother and my sisters, this will help you to have more balance and to understand more about yourself. And this will not be the only video that I'm going to do on this subject. Okay, I'm going to do other videos on this same subject and break down this whole chapter for you a little bit more so you can get to understand it a bit better and understand the things that I do teach, especially when I speak about alchemy and so on, and when I go in the Bible and try to explain the Bible to you more metaphysically and esoterically, you know, more from the psychological standpoint, okay? Because most of us were raised to believe that the Bible is literal and secular history that is pointing us to look outwardly, but I'm saying it is pointing to look inwardly because it's a book of mind science, okay? It all have to do with the human psyche. This is chapter 1. It's called Law and its Operation, okay? And you have to understand the law to be God's law, okay, which I believe I'll do a separate video on how to use the law constructively, which is God's law. And all of God's laws are immutable laws. They cannot be changed by anyone. And that is why the whole judiciary system of the world is a mockery towards your ignorance of universal laws. So they use these other laws to basically fit certain people and use it against other people, okay? But anyway, that's another subject for another time. Let me start reading for you. It says here, the world and all within it is man's conditioned consciousness objectified. So everything that you're seeing is a projection of what is taking place within. Consciousness is the cause as well as the substance of the entire world. So you're the cause of everything that's happening in your life because consciousness is the only reality. Your awareness of being, that's the only thing that is real. Okay? So it is to consciousness that we must turn if we will discover the secret of creation. You want to understand Genesis? You have to turn to consciousness. You have to turn to the invisible self to understand the book of Genesis and to understand St. John 1. So my brothers, my sisters, the greatest discovery that you can discover is basically self-knowledge. Knowing exactly who you are, why you're here, where you really come from. What is your accomplishment and your achievement here on this planet is very important. Okay, let me go on. It says, knowledge of the law of consciousness and the method of operating this law will enable you to accomplish all you desire in life. So right now, it is giving you the key towards abundance and prosperity. It's giving you the key to get anything that you desire in this world. That's why I always teach you to discover that your real identity is your divinity, it's your divine self, it's your immortal self, it's consciousness. For when I had the birth from the skull, which is the real true virgin birth, okay, I realized that I was pure consciousness, nothing else. I wasn't a black man, I wasn't any other kind of a person that has any kind of identity that they give to us based on our outer structure. Okay, I was pure consciousness. That's how I know consciousness is the only reality. I know that for sure. When it comes to energy, vibration, and frequency, I know that by experience. Okay, so really and truly, when it comes to the Bible and these other spiritual books, they were written by mystics, and these mystics, through their experience, they write their experience in a parabolic way. Okay, so let me just read back. He said, knowledge of the law of consciousness and the method of operating this law will enable you to accomplish all you desire in life. So if you have the knowledge of the law of consciousness, right, and you learn the method of operating the law, it will enable you to have whatever you desire. And that is why it's very important for you to master the immutable laws. Not just know them, but master them in terms of being able to apply them in your everyday life and see how they fit in your everyday life. And that is why, for that to happen, you can't be one tied to the news and tied to politics and religion and all the different distractions that they have in the world to distract you. Okay? It's armed with a working knowledge of this law. So you're armed when you've been fortified, when you really come to this kind of knowledge, you are equipped. He said you can build and maintain an ideal world because you are the creator of your world. So you can build and maintain your ideal world. You can live in your ideal. You can live based on your wishes, because your wishes would be the command of your genie if you really look inwardly. And if you understand everything is energy, vibration, and frequency, if you realize that consciousness is the only reality. It says here also, consciousness is the one and only reality, okay? But figuratively, not figuratively, sorry, but actually. So you say, I'm not speaking here in figurative term. I'm speaking and saying to you actually in terms of your true essence is actually your divinity. Okay? That is why you must have the experience, and you cannot have the experience if you're just a hearer and not a doer. It must become your dominant life or your dominant thoughts. Okay? Thinking about creating and having your ideal life and working towards it. Being a conscious creator is something that you have to be very much disciplined about. He said, this reality may for the sake of clarity be likened unto a stream which is divided into two parts, the conscious and the subconscious. In order to intelligently operate the law of consciousness, it is necessary to understand the relationship between the conscious and the subconscious. So, as I was saying before, many of the people, especially those at the bottom of the pyramid where it's so thick, and even in the jungle, you look at the insects and the parasites in the jungle, they're so thick and they're very destructive. And you realize that the more intelligent animals of the jungle, they are the ones who have the necessary means to survive. They know how to survive, okay? But the parasites, they just eat everything inside. You know, to be honest with you, some people live their life just like that. They eat, sleep, shit, and repeat. Eat, sleep, shit, and repeat. Especially religious people, they always speak a lot of shit, okay? And most of the time, you see, these are the people who come on and they would make comment, yet they don't have their own platform. They never produce anything, but they are always there to criticize something. Anyway, let me go on. It says here, the conscious is personal and selective. And that is what we operate under most of the time in our waking state, okay? The conscious side of our being, which is the more objective side of our being, it's more personal and selective. The subconscious is impartial and non-selective. So the subconscious mind, as I always say, is like the womb of a woman. Whatever you sow in the womb of a woman, because it is impersonal or impartial, whatever you sow, it will give back to you. Same thing with Mother Earth. Whatever you sow in the soil, it will give back to you. So if you understand that and realize that your mind, it's a garden, and you realize that your brain is a transmitter and a receiver of frequency, and your thoughts a thought frequency, it will definitely help to equip you, to teach you how to create your reality consciously. It goes on to say, the conscious is the realm of effect. And so most people, they tie themselves only in the conscious mind, whereby they just look at the effect, the things that happen on the outside, and they forget the cause. Why do you think there's so many religions and so many churches and people speaking so much shit? Especially after this big pandemic, and you see people in church with masses and their face singing and clapping. Oh my. It's sickening. Okay? They have no concept of the conscious and the subconscious mind. So it says the conscious is the realm of effect. All they can see is the effect. That's why they're always judging and condemning the world, because they base everything on the effect. And they're always in the supermarket complaining about the price on the supermarket shelf. The subconscious is the realm of cause. So the subconscious, being the realm of cause, is showing you that the subconscious is actually the real you. So, as I always say to you, you are the perceiver beholding the perception. You are the creator beholding the creation. But many people become slave to the creation. That is why you religious people out in the supermarket, as I said before, complaining about the prices on the supermarket shelf. And if you realize that the subconscious is the realm of cause, then you will be more conscious and more careful of how you go to bed each and every night, and how you wake up in the morning, because how you go to bed and how you awake is what is shaping your entire life. Let me go on here. It said these two aspects are the male and female division of consciousness. So when you understand the law of gender, and you understand male and female, you'll understand when it speaks about Adam and Eve and how Adam and Eve bring forth Cain and Abel, you realize that your life will either bring forth something that is destructive or something that is creative. So you can either bring forth a creative life or a destructive life. And that's why it's teaching you. That's why you need to understand that the garden is your mind. Okay, I'm coming to a close here, and I'm going to continue, okay, in another video on this same subject, okay, and in this same book. Okay, so let me just read on just a little bit more for you. I don't want to go too long. He said the conscious is male and the subconscious is female. The conscious generates ideas and impresses these ideas on the subconscious. So everything in this world, it was for us an idea, it was for us a thought, it was for us imagine. So whenever you have a thought to achieve something in this world, you have an idea. When you have the knowledge of the working of the conscious and the subconscious mind, then you start to put it to work through visualization, through scripting, through repetition. You'll do all of these things because why? You have the knowledge of the subconscious mind and you want to impress it on your subconscious mind because your subconscious mind is impartial. So it doesn't have anything to do with morality. As people who believe in secular Christianity, that's pointing them to look outwardly. It says here, the subconscious receive ideas and give form and expression to them. Do you realize as I speak to you that a word is a thought expressed? I'm expressing my thoughts. Every action and every word is the expression of a thought. And if religious people would only grasp this kind of knowledge, they would not judge and condemn and live in doubt and fear. They would realize what is happening to each and everyone, and they would have balance in their life, and they would never go to any extreme and be judgmental towards anyone. They would just understand that they are on a different level of vibration and frequency. That's why I can accept any and everyone, because I would know where you are dwelling psychologically based on the things you say and do. Okay? He said, by this law, okay, let me just read back. The subconscious receive ideas and gives form and expression to them. By this law, first conceiving an idea and then impressing the idea conceived on the subconscious. So that is why it's very important for you to have a desire, for you to know what you want. And when you know exactly what you want, the next step is to impress that idea and that feeling on your subconscious mind. And you can do it mostly by repetition, and you can do it when you are getting into that drowsy, sleepy state, that state that balances up and sleep, when you are crossing from the three-dimensional world, from the third dimension into the fourth dimension, when you're coming out of the world of matter into the world of spirit. So that's why it's very important for you not to allow the sun to go down on your wrath. You see, all things evolve out of consciousness. So you have to realize that everything is within you. You have to realize that everything is mental, everything is psychological. You see, and without this sequence, there is not anything made that is made. I'll stay there. That secret is in St. John 1 and verses 3, where it says, all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. That him is not speaking of a man 2,000 years ago. That him is just a personification that represents the human imagination. So everything that is happening by law and order. Everything that is happening, it is actually taking place within you and it's been expressed on the outside. So we are living in a holographic universe, and many people are taking the shadow for the reality. That's what is going on. Many people believe that this world is the real world, but the real world is the dream world, because we are actually experiencing this life in a dream. And one day you will definitely wake up out of the dream and you will speak as a witness, not as an intellectual, as a witness. That secret is in St. John chapter 3. Okay, we know what we speak about. We are witness. We would have had the born again experience. We are the bird from the skull. Nobody can rub any shit at my mouth, could tell me about Jesus and Mary's story and interpret any Bible to me as literal and secular history. No, my eyes are open. No, I can see. So my brother, my sister, I can go on and on and on and on, but I'm going to continue. Okay, I'm going to give you that whole chapter, and I'm going to keep elaborating on it and break it down for you in other videos. But I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me, what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you, if it really resonates with you, and you haven't subscribed already, I'm definitely encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share this video. Also, if you'd like to have a one-on-one with me, you are most welcome. Just reach out to me by way of email, and I'll share with you the terms and conditions. Once those terms and conditions fit you, we're going to work together. We're going to have a great time together. We're going to go deeper down the rabbit hole and expound more deeply on these things. But unless you become a doer, okay, it would be fruitless. I'm telling you up front, straight. So, if you're willing to invest in yourself, then you're making the greatest investment that you have ever made. Okay? Also, if you like to follow me on Instagram, you like to follow me on TikTok, you can follow me at Black Mad Guru, and you can also follow me on rumble.com at Black Mad Guru. Also, I have a course that is called The Inner Sun Science and Technology to Create Your Reality Consciously, along with a bonus course on self-concept. And it's on my Patreon for people donating $20 or more. So if you feel strongly led to learn more about the inner sun science and technology to create your reality consciously, I'll definitely encourage you to get those videos. But just before I leave you, I want to remind you that we have a PayPal and that the link is always down below. So if you feel strongly led to support, remember the link is down below. So with that being said, I just want to say peace. Love you all.